Good evening, stamping friends, and welcome to Linda's Stamping Escape. It is Tuesday, the 10th of June, and we are live on Facebook. So as you hop in and join us, don't forget to say hello. Definitely want to hear from you. Like to know who I'm stamping with. All right, looks like everything's working. We've got company. I love it. Joe, Vicky, and Sandy are both here. Welcome, ladies. Okay, and Barb has joined us. Welcome, welcome. Again, it is the 10th of June, and we are here live. And we are going to play with Gallery Blooms tonight. This is one of the suites in which you can buy one, get one at 50% off. That promotion runs through the end of June. Hello, Sharon. I know we have gone on before with this, and basically we just touched base with some home decor. We made cute little things with the designer paper. So here's just a little picture frame out of the way. And then we had these two that we did. So lots of fun things you can do with this. But today we're doing stamping. Hey, Tony and Candy, welcome, welcome. So all I have to say about this suite is the more I play with it, the more I fall in love with it. And there's just so much to do. I actually had to take my notebook and write down techniques and fun folds that would work with this. And then I thought, voila, girl, you have a class. So those of you in my club, you're going to play with this on Thursday. And then I will also be posting very shortly a class with this product suite. So lovely flowers in here. And I know everybody says, oh, we got so many flowers. But the designer paper that goes with this is quite unique. I love it. Let me grab it. I know we shared that once before, but I'll quick go through it a little bit. Of course, each side has pretty patterns. So a lot of it looks hand painted, so that's really cool. Let's get that in there a little closer. I'm just gonna flip through these. I just love these. So many pretty things to see and do. Look at that, it's gorgeous. I have one sitting down in my basement with this right now that I'll be playing with. Oh, we made a lighthouse card with this one. I don't even know where I put that. Be playing with this tonight. And then we have this. So that's a peek back at the paper. And then we are going to get started. So on this card, we're going to be using the stamp set. And I'm going to put the Stampin' Blends over here because I got something fun I want to do with those. And then we're going to use the frame die and the Damask Design embossing folder. So as you can see, I have embossed my Very Vanilla. And then I just placed my piece over my die over this and then die cut it. So it actually creates two frames. Come on there, buddy. Here we go. So I have two frames that are already embossed, and you can see this cuts out the two. And then this is the nice piece here that you can use for other stuff. We'll show that later. But right now, I'm just going to set these off to the side. Make sure I got these facing the right way because we're going to use both of these tonight. This one's on our first card, and then this one will be on our second card. So let's bring this in here. And it would help if I would have brought my cardstock up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, 20-second break here while I run. How do I do that? I don't know. Okay, here I am back with my paper. Gonna need all that craziness. Okay, so our card base is 4¼ by 11 inches. Okay, give that a nice burnish there. And then we are going to take our emboss piece here and tack this right to the front. This is similar to the one that we made at retreat, so some of you might recognize this. But it's such a beautiful card that I wanted to share with everybody. Okay. Whoops, wrong one. We need that for the next one. We're going to do this, and this one gets popped up. And you can use just regular dimensionals, or you can use the strips. Those work really nice too. So either way, you will use what works best for you or what you have on hand, right? I'm just going to pop a couple extra in there and space these out a little better. There we go. This way they won't sag. It'll be nice and sturdy for us because we're going to mount a flower on there later. And we can actually put this on right away. Take these off. Save those for my little vacuum cleaner. It's marvelous, by the way. I think I showed everybody last week. Not sure. You can remind me. Okay, let's place this right up there. Look at that. It almost matches perfectly. Okay, so we're going to set this off to the side for now while we bring in our paper here to stamp. I've got some little greenery all pre-cut there, just in case I need some. Not sure if I will or not. And we are going to take, this is our Secret C. This is one of the new in colors. So pretty. Okay, so we're going to take this and we are going to stamp a floral image on that. This is just a little scrap piece of paper that I had. There we go. And then I want that to dry just a little bit because what we're going to do is color this one. And I'm going to bring in the cloud cover. This is another one of the new in colors. And I want to pick the lightest one. And then we are going to use the color lifter. And I'm not using this to pull color off. I'm going to use it to actually enhance my blending here. So instead of using the two colors here, I want just a really light tone. So I'm going to start with my light cloud cover and then go in with this. Now, if I would lay this down first, it would give you more of a watercolor look. However, it also, because this is not set real well, I could heat set it and then it might work a little different. But otherwise, it's going to pull some of the ink color up. And it doesn't affect it in a way where it looks blotchy, but it pulls some of the deep blues and it actually looks really pretty. So what we're going to do here is just lay down a little color right where Stampin' Up's lines are to create a bit of a shadow. And when I do that, I'm going to come in then and bring in that color lifter and just highlight right over the top of that piece there. And not the whole thing, but just like the top edge of it. So we get some color, but we're blending some as well. And when you're using markers, don't let it scare you. And sometimes, yes, it looks a little funky while you're working on it, but trust me, just take a little time and blend it in there and you'll fall in love with it. Just play. That is the best way to learn, is just to play with them. Remember, there's always a light source that shines on your project. And when you focus on a light source, then you can create highlights and lowlights. And we're working on the lowlights. So we're going in where it would normally be dark. That's why I'm using Stampin' Up's line. And I'm working from there. And then the top, right up here at the top of the petal, I leave plain. But when I go behind it, because there would be a shadow there, that's where you're going to put your marker. And then just come in and use that lifter to blend. See how soft that's looking? This technique here isn't going to give you a bold pop of color like most people expect when they see Stampin' Blends, but just a very soft watercolor look. So it's another really cool way to use your blends. So let's go in here. And again, remember how I'm following their lines. And just go in there and you're going to use that to blend. So up here, I didn't put any, but right on that edge, I will, because that would be a shadow edge. And I don't know if you can see this, but if I get real close, you can see a little bit of that color. Whoops, I'm shaking, sorry. A little bit of that color pulling up from our ink pad. So the secret C is seeping in there just a little bit. And I love it because it even softens it more. If you want a bolder look, like I said, lay your the pen here first, because it's all alcohol, so it's going to blend nicely. And the more you use, the more it will diffuse everything. There. Oof. Okay, now we're going to come in here because this would be the inside of that petal. So we're going to do that. Just come in and softly blend that. Because you die cut this, you're not going to need shadows behind it. But if I was going to leave it just like this, I would probably pull in a gray and put gray highlights, not actually a highlight, but the low lights behind this, and it would make your whole image pop. Does that make sense? Because if you put that color behind your flower, it'll actually make the flower pop. So, all right, I'm just going to do a little bit more because I did pre-cut just so you get a good idea of what I'm doing, putting that color down near the bottom and blending it in with our color lifter. And then getting into those areas that would be hidden from the light. That's a nice way of saying it. I'm not going to do those because that's the greens, but I'll do this petal here yet, and then I will bring out the die cut piece. You can play with this even more and get it a little darker or a little bolder if you like. Excuse me. I like the fact that it was quite soft and very light. So just that hint of our cloud cover in there. And then our flower is stamped with the secret C, which is nice and dark. So let's take that out of here. And voila, as it was die cut. Hi, Deborah. There we go. Here is that image. Look at how pretty that looks. Oh, you got little stickies on there. So it is so soft and pretty. So we are going to put this right over here. And I think that looks good. I am not going to pop that up. So I'm just going to look right here is where I'm going to get this one. It's going to be a little stickier. And I'm just going to stick that on there. Pull any excess away from the folds there. There we go. Tip that off so it's not sticking out the side. There we go. And now you can come back in with take your pick tool and put some dimensionals behind the pieces that are just sitting open there. Okay, has joined us as well. Hello. So there we go. We have a soft color in our flower. I'm going to add a little bit of darkness behind that. And that's just going to help pop our greeting. Just stick a little back there. I pulled it right off. There we go. Sticky. And then it looks nicely layered. I'm just going to put a little piece here. Little guys are all tangled up here. Okay. And a little bit here. If you don't like that sticky, you can use your glue. I'm going to lift this back up here. Well, maybe I'll go down here. Just get a little bit more of that bold color underneath. Not a lot, just a little. Starting to take a nice shape here. And I'm going to do one more. Working in threes here. Pick that up. And put this one behind. There we go. Really popping our flower, don't you agree? Okay, let's grab. There are no words with this set, so what did I grab here? Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. I'm like, hello. I knew I brought one. I knew I didn't have to run back in the basement for that. So that is just a fun technique, something new and different that you can use to color your projects with your Stampin' Blends. It's just a nice, different way of using them. Use them with your color lifter to blend instead of just keeping it to lift mistakes, right? More than that. Okay, let's take this and we're going to snip off that edge. Trying to see if I want it all the way to the end, and then I think I'll cut both ends. And if you want that to be perfect, you can just flip this around so it matches up. You can see nicely there, and then just follow that line, and it'll match up perfectly. There we go. I'm going to put that right there. And no need to pop that up. Actually, should I? I think I am. I think we're going to give that just a little more dimension by popping that up. Thank you, Kay. Kay said the card is so pretty. Yeah, and we're going to be playing with coloring our things here. Okay, I want, before I tack that guy down, I'm just going to stick another little piece right there. Now your eye goes from the corner all the way down and across because we got our little bit sticking out here. So it brings everything all together. And of course, I'm going to add some of our embellishments here. And I'm going to put one right here. And then we're going to do that middle one down here. And let's put that little bitty one, pick that up, stick that right there. That ties in our floral piece with our greeting. And we are all set. And it is fluffy. Look at that one. So pretty. So pretty. And now you can check new technique tonight. So look at it, just turns out so soft and so pretty when you do that. It just looks like you painted it almost, which fits really nice with that designer paper. Okay, I have another card. As I said, we were going to use this one here. So I'm going to bring that up here and pull in my paper. I'm going to be using Mossy Meadow. We'll switch up our colors a little bit. Everything tied down here so it wouldn't slip away on me. Here we go. So I believe it was last week or during our catalog kickoff party, I did one of these cards where we trimmed the front, right? Made a little short. That one, I believe I cut down maybe an inch and a half. It was a lot bigger gap. But here I'm just going to do a little one. And the reason, I think it's only a half inch. The reason is because this is just going to fit our frame. So what I'm going to do with my frame here is put my adhesive on here. And this is sticky. Slowly going all the way around. And then I took a half a sheet. Come on, buddy. Let go. I got something else stuck in here now. Here we go. It is sticky. There we go. Yeah, I want to see which side I want my top to be. It is this way. Okay. That. And I showed you that piece that I was going to use. So this is the one I'm going to use. And I think I'm going to flip it this way. Now my glue's already on here. And you can use glue or adhesive. And I'm going to bring this in. And I should have brought the silicone pad because that would have worked a little better. This will help. I'm sticking it to my workpiece here. So there we go. And I'm going to flip this over and tack that down. And then all I have to do is trim off that little piece of excess paper there. Normally I cut from the back, but because our frame is in front, we're going to do that. Now I still have enough sticky stuff on there. Actually, there's plenty, but I'm going to add a little just to the top because we cut that off. And I'm going to open my card front so that I can place this nicely in the front. Trying to get a nice even edge all the way around. There we go. Just stick that down. So pretty. Now I have two pieces here that these are scrap pieces that I was using that I had used from other cards. And I want to use it to define our edge here. And I kind of like the green, because you see it's got that nice painted look. I think I would go this way. Brings in some of the dark. But then I saw this one sitting on my table, and that matches some of the browns. So what do you guys think? Do you think we should go with the green, or do you like the brown? So there's the brown again. And it'll pull in these colors. Here's the green. Which one do you like best? Tony says green. Hi, Shar. Sharon says green. I think green's going to be the go one. So I'm just going to set this over here. Kay says green. Deborah says green. Green it is, ladies. So let's put this. This goes on the inside. So this is 4 by 5 and not quite 5.5, because I trimmed it down just a hair. And I'm going to bring this all the way out to the edge. I do not want that white showing on this one. There we go. Ooh. Get that nice painted look. And the green is going to look so pretty on there. Thank you, Shar, for sharing my video. I appreciate that. It helps other people see my video. All right, let's open this up and get that right up there in the corner where it belongs. Sticky piece there. There we go. You got plenty of room to write your greeting or stamp something else. And now let's finish up our card. And I was looking for something a little different. And I actually, this is in my, I'm going to cry because it's the leaving pile. Yes, it's on the retiring list. The Sending Love stamp set, and it has dies. And I think both of these are still available in the last chance list. They were last time I looked. And you can get this bundle for under $20. That's amazing. And I love this little guy. I'll have to share some pictures of what I made with those. Okay, so this just says a little note to say, I miss you. And how pretty is that with those flowers? So let's get some more dimensionals here and pop up our little greeting. I'm going to stick inside over here because I do want to pop this off the edge a little bit. But I also don't want to get into, so you can see my dimensionals for the little dots because I love those. Okay. So again, I will be posting a class with this soon. The class will entail fun folds, a fun fold, and technique that are designed specifically to go with this card. Not this card, you know what I mean, with the cards for our class. And then you'll get to see lots of other cards created with this. So good informative class if you like this. Oh, and I have one more card I wanted to share. So here's another one that's similar to this. I used the big frame on this one, and I love pink and gray together. I don't know why, I just do. But I think we made this at one of our kickoff parties or something. But it was a while ago. But this is very similar to this style, but a little bit different. See, little opening. And here I just embossed a part of my paper, not the whole piece, just a little piece that would stick out. So that's pretty cool. Barb says another pretty card. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, everyone. So this is our fun little session tonight. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new with this fun technique that you can use your color lifter as a blender. So how cool is that? Sometimes we, don't always think outside the box. It says color lifter, so that's what we use it for, but it works beautifully to blend that. So we got that and just a fun little super simple fun fold. So enjoy your evening. I will try really hard to find those mailbox cards because I think you'll enjoy those as well. And I will post them right here on Facebook. So have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you don't have this one on your wish list, just make sure that you grab it while you can get that half off. Buy one bundle, get one bundle half off. And it doesn't have to be a second bundle. It can be a partial, like anything else in there. But let me tell you something that I would get either two bundles a suite and a bundle or two suites. And be careful and watch when you're ordering that you don't order a suite and then embellishments in another suite because they will be your 50% off. So keep an eye on that and make sure that you're getting the bang for your buck that you deserve. So keep your eyes open, make sure that you're getting your 50% off on one of your big items. Okay. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening and happy stamping, ladies. Good night. Whoa.